Hey, Mark Lambert here with Sweet Spot of Mine Distributing in our test kitchen today, and we're going to do something that you guys have probably, unless you've hung out with us at Memphis in May or Mexico, no one has ever had. This is one of a kind, and this recipe was actually put together by my good friend Amy Milam while we were at the Grill Master in Monterrey, Mexico. It was just a brainchild of hers that wound up being an absolute incredible pass-around appetizer. You guys are going to love it. It is a pork belly cotton candy sweet and salty shooter. Check this out. Alright, this is a pretty simple process. Now typically whenever Amy originally made this, she just went straight with, I think she may have put some sal de mar, which is our Mexican smoked sea salt, and just rubbed a cafe. It's just a good, really rich coffee rub. But the coffee rub is an integral part of the flavor profile of this. So any coffee rub works, but Rub de Cafe from Sociedad Mexicano Parrilleros, or SMP for short, is our favorite. If you guys watch much of what I do, you know I don't cook much without white lightning, so that's my little addition to Amy's recipe. So what I'm going to do is just come with a really light coat of white lightning, and I'm going to flip this over, another little bit on the other side, and I'm going to try to start this. I may not wind up flipping it. We'll just have to see how it goes. Amy does this a lot more than me, so I'm just kind of winging it. I usually just eat hers. So we're going to put a light coat, a fairly even coat of Rub de Cafe. Flip this guy over. And this is a Compart pork belly, and this is exactly how it came out of the package. You notice it's kind of thin, but this is what I wanted. It has a really good mixture of fat and meat. I'm not going to say it's marbled. It's mostly fat. I'm going to say not mostly. It's probably half fat, half meat. But that's what you want. This is a really rich, decadent shooter that you don't eat a lot of. These are just quick little bites. These are blow your mind appetizers. It's not for getting full on. It's really rich, really salty, really flavorful, but darn good eats. So I think that's pretty well going to have Memphis humidity. Pretty much going to have a decent coverage. Let's get a little more. A little more. We've got pretty good coverage. So all we're going to do now is we're going to take it to the smoker. We're going to put it on the smoker. We're going to get some good color on it. It's going to get nice and dark and smoky. And then we're going to wrap it up in an aluminum pan, like this one, with some Coca-Cola, something sweet and acidic that's going to really break down and marry well with all the flavors. And then when it comes out, we're going to assemble our shooters. Check it out. We're cooking on the Daniel Boone Prime Plus today. We've got the temperature turned down. It's slowly ramping its way down into about 190 degrees. We've got some pure maple pellets in there. And we're going to just throw this right on the rack and get as much good smoke flavor as we can. Not worried as much about temperature or anything like that. I'm looking for smoky. I want to see this thing draw up and get nice and dark and smoky. Once that happens, we're going to wrap it up and put our Coca-Cola in there and let it finish and get tender. Okay, we've had about 1 hour in the Green Mountain. Daniel Boone, 190 degrees-ish most of the time, right at 112 degrees internal on the meat. That really is irrelevant, y'all. We're kind of going for color here. So you can kind of see what we're looking at. We've got a nice color on the outside. We've got lots of smoke. And really, that's what we're kind of looking for. So we'll remove this. Actually, let's just leave it, y'all. It don't have to come off. So we're going to take our pork belly. We're going to slide a pan right under it. Take our Coca-Cola. Pour it around. Don't want to completely cover it, but I want it high up on the sides. This really marries well. That's plenty. Take our pan, pan lid. You can use foil if you want. We're just going to cover it nice and tight. Be careful with the probe there. Kind of go around it. And then we're going to watch it. We're going to cook it up to about 200 degrees, 205 degrees. We want it nice and tender. Until later. Okay, our pork belly came out at like 204, 205 degrees. It's still a little bit firm. We let it sit out just a little bit so it's easy to slice. We cut us off a piece, and man, is it good. So the way you assemble this is real simple. We try to do a tray of these and pass them around while they're still warm. They don't have to be super hot. Belly still needs to be kind of warm. And this compart belly is some kind of good. We need 2 thin slices for 4 cups. Or 4 shooters. These are pork belly shooters. Just going to cut that in half and then lay it down. Lay this one down. Now there may be a pretty way to make this go together, make it a lot prettier, but I haven't figured it out. This is just decadent goodness. So that's the start. Take your plugs of cotton candy and you're just going to put those on top. And this is a balanced, y'all. This is a balanced dish. It's fatty, it's salty, it's sweet, it's all those things. And then sal de mar from SMP. And this is chili pekin flavor. A little bit on each one. That's your salty and that's your sweet. That's it. All right, as you can tell, I don't know if you can tell, but out here in this Memphis heat, the cotton candy is already starting to shrivel. So when you assemble these, pass these out pretty quick because the cotton candy will start to disintegrate. But it's a full mouth shooter, so you may want to use a little small one depending on your guests, but this is a one bite wonder.